Welcome to my channel, SteveO the Window Cleaner, and today we're zoomed right in on the silicone to get right to the point of the basics of removing silicone from a window. Typically we deal with this in construction cleans. There's a few things that I have found that really help in removing it. First thing is a scraper. A scraper is really going to help remove that top layer. This is a very extreme amount of silicone that usually you will not see. You'll usually just see like a good just streak of it. You can remove the top layer pretty quickly with the razor and then start buffing out. So after using a razor and removing the top layer, you then can also use Quad Zero steel wool. I would suggest using it wet. Dry is fine as well, but for the first initial scrub of just getting everything lifted from the glass after you remove that top layer with the scraper, it's good to use this wet. Another helpful tool would be a magic eraser. Magic erasers do a really good job, and kind of the same way that steel wool does in removing that layer after you scrape it off. Next, to finish the process of just buffing it out and making it look all good, I would also suggest a microfiber. Sometimes even a microfiber can be good for just buffing out a small amount of silicone depending on the amount that there is. Something like a walnut pad, once again, can be used for like the final steps, but it's not going to be very helpful in really removing anything from silicone other than just like the final part. So this is probably the least useful thing here. First, what I would do is wet down your window. And then this is, once again, like I mentioned, very extreme, but then I would scrape off this top layer of silicone. After you remove that top layer, use a squeegee to remove the rest of the solution on the glass. And then, as you can see, what we have left here is just this. I'm going to use this just to kind of polish out. So you see we still have a lot left there. If I have that much left, I would probably go over it with the scraper one more time. Remove your solution. Now, with something like a magic eraser, so you can see what this would do. You use this dry. See the difference there, kind of what it's doing. You can apply a lot of pressure to this. It's not going to create any weird swirls or anything. It's going to look really weird right now. Flip it around, maybe use a different area. Okay, looks like that currently. Now if I was to take like a microfiber, we've removed a lot more of that now. If I give it a good wet down here, then I could use Quad Zero steel wool wet, go over the area again, not too crazy pressure, and then remove that. So if you look at this area, we've pretty much removed all the silicone compared to that right there. Now, if I was to use something like a walnut pad on an area like this, you see it doesn't like really do much. That's why these magic erasers are so good. So once again, I can apply a good amount of pressure, kind of swirls it around, but you see the initial shape of it really leaving. Do it again. Kind of almost turns it into like a slight oil smear. You have the shape gone of it. We've really removed it with this magic eraser. It looks like almost like little scratches here, but it's not that, it's just silicone. Now if we take a microfiber, go over it, boom, that silicone is gone. So that's how I like to remove silicone. Scraper first, remove the top layer. After that, using a magic eraser or steel wool wet, you can do it dry as well. And then really removing the rest of the microfiber, or just going over the window with the simple steps probably, and using a walnut pad soapy could be good as well. But that's the basics to removing silicone off of a window.